Hello, myself Dilip from IM Trichy PGP1 Section C. So today's topic of discussion is navigating fiscal deficit and public debt challenges in India. In India, fiscal deficit and public debt are critical economic indicators that reflect the government's financial health and its ability to manage expenditures and revenue. We will explore the challenges India faces concerning fiscal deficit and public debt, highlighting their implication for the economy and proposing strategies for effective management. So, firstly, understanding fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit occurs when government's total expenditure exceeds its total revenue, excluding borrowing during a fiscal year. It's a measure of how much the government needs to borrow to meet its expenditure obligation. In simpler terms, it's like spending more money than what's coming in. Fiscal deficit is important because it indicates the extent to which government relies on borrowing to the funds its activities. High fiscal deficits can strain the economy by leading to increased borrowing cost, inflation, and crowding over public investments. Challenges India faces with fiscal deficit. First, revenue shortage. India's fiscal deficit often stems from revenue shortage due to factors like tax evasion, insufficient tax collection mechanism, and informal economy that operates outside the tax net. Subsidy burden. Subsidies on food, fuel, and fertilizers contribute significantly to India's fiscal deficit. While these subsidies aim to support vulnerable population and promote economic growth, they often lead to inefficiencies and fiscal imbalances. Infrastructure investment. India is currently investing heavily in infrastructure development to sustain its economic growth. However, funding this infrastructure project often adds to the fiscal deficit, especially when revenue generation falls short. Social spending. Social welfare programs such as healthcare, education, and rural development are essential for promoting inclusive growth and reducing poverty. However, expanding these programs without adequate revenue streams can increase fiscal deficit. Now let's come to public debt. Now, public debt refers to the total amount of money borrowed by the government from various sources, both domestic and foreign, to finance its expenditure commitment. It includes borrowing through issuing bonds, treasury bills, loan, and other debt instruments. Public debt serves as a measure of government to bridge the gap between revenue and expenditure, but excessive debt accumulation can pose risk to economic stability and sustainability. Challenges India is facing with public debt. Firstly, rising debt level. India's public debt has been on rise in recent years, driven by the persistent fiscal deficit and borrowing to financial development projects and social welfares. Second, debt service cost. Servicing public debt entails paying interest on outstanding borrowing. High debt servicing cost can strain government's financial, di- diverting resources away from essential expenditures like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. External debt dependency. India's reliance on external borrowing to finance infrastructure project and address physical deficit exposes it to risk associated with currency fluctuation and volatile international financial market. Debt sustainability concerns. Uh, the sustainability of India's public debt hinges on its ability to generate sufficient revenue, control expenditure growth, and manage debt level efficiently. Failure to address these challenges could lead to debt distress and undermine long term economic stability. Strategies for effective fiscal management. Firstly, enhance revenue mobilization. Secondly, rationalize subsidies. Thirdly, prioritize expenditure. And fourth, strengthen debt management system. Fiscal deficit and public deficit pose significant challenge to India's economic stability and sustainability. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach encompassing revenue mobilization, expenditure, rationalization, and debt management reforms. Thank you.